She hesitated and shook her head. Anne wasn't a girl who liked to take chances. Going out like this through the forest after the lights were out wasn't something she would ever do, normally. Until Peter had asked her to come with him. To him, she couldn't say no. And she didn't withstand his charm long when he tried to persuade her to follow him out onto the ice either. He kept pulling her hand, and soon she went with him. The ice creaked underneath her foot, and she gasped. Peter pulled her closer and put his arm around her. Then he kissed her for the first time. For 14-year-old Anne, it was her first kiss ever, and it was worth all the wait and even the nervousness that had almost killed her all night at dinner, knowing she was about to do something that would get her expelled if found out, something her parents would never forgive her for doing. The kiss had been long and soft. Peter had been gentle and told her he adored her. 2 years older than her and very popular with the girls, she knew it probably wasn't the first time Peter had brought a girl down to the lake, but she didn't care. She wanted to be kissed by him ever since she had come to the school last year and seen him in the dining hall. She knew he had probably done the exact same thing to many girls at the school, but she didn't mind being one of them. Besides, he told her she was special. While the cold night air bit her cheeks, Peter whispered in her ear that she was the one he had been waiting for, that she made him happier than anything in his life. Anne had smiled and felt how her cheeks blushed. Then he told her he'd better take her back to the school before anyone found out they were gone. Anne had sighed, a little disappointed that the night was almost over, but agreed it was for the best. On the way back through the dark forest, Peter had kept his arm around her shoulder. When they were close to the school and she could see it in the distance, he suddenly stopped and pressed her up against a tree. He had kissed her passionately and held her head between his hands, kissing her neck and nibbling her ear, breathing into it, whispering gentle promises about their future together. Then she had felt his hand crawl up under her shirt, and she had moaned between kisses, "Please don't, Peter." "Come on," he had whispered without stopping. His hand reached her bra and tried to crawl under it. "I'm serious, Peter, please don't." "I know you want to, just as much as I do." Then she had felt his hand on her thigh as it crawled up on the inside and reached in under the skirt of her school uniform. "Stop," she had said, more determined, and Peter had finally reacted. Then he laughed. "Sorry, you're just so damn beautiful," he said, and hammered his fist into the trunk of the tree behind her. "I just want you so badly." Anne had fixed her hair and started walking. "Take me back, please." Peter grunted, then grabbed her hand and kissed her cheek. "Thanks for not getting mad." They had walked in silence till they reached her dormitory. Then he kissed her again. "Let's do this again soon," he whispered, and moved her hand to his crotch so she could feel him. Anne gasped and pulled her hand away. "That's how much I'm looking forward to it," he said, and started walking backward away from her while waving and blowing finger kisses. The last she saw of him was when he turned and ran toward his own dormitory. It was when she turned her back on him that she saw the long, thin shadow on the wall creeping toward her. Now, as she was running through the forest and the snow was getting deeper, slowing her down, Anne screamed, but she knew no one would hear her. When she reached the lake where she and Peter had shared their first kiss, she stopped, knowing there was nowhere to run anymore. As she sensed her follower creep closer, she took the first step onto the ice, carefully placing her foot where she thought it might be thick enough to hold her. "He won't follow me out here," she thought to herself. Anne felt a slight hope arise inside of her while thinking that if she only stayed out there on the ice all night, then maybe her follower would go back to where he came from and leave her alone. Maybe he would give up. As Anne felt the icy air from her follower's breath on her neck, she knew she wouldn't be so lucky. As she felt the pain in her back like sharp razor blades, and she saw her own blood spurt onto the clean, newly fallen snow.